Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you guys subscribe, I upload my new videos for Gemini and Sagittarius on Wednesdays. So I do just want to let you guys know, in case you're interested, the deck that I'm using today is called the Morgan Greer. And for those of you guys who are interested in a personal reading, I have my information down in the description below. Also, just as a heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them. However, I usually don't take them unless they jump out like these ones have. Usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, like these ones did, I'll go ahead and put them back and continue shuffling. But my goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So I'm just going to pull out 2 or 3 more cards, and then we can get started. All right, Sagittarius. So I do just want to remind you guys very quickly that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups right here is representative of some kind of a message of the emotional variety. So I'm thinking that for a lot of you guys, it's not actually... I don't think it's necessarily love for a lot of you guys, but for some of you guys, it definitely is. Because with the Knight of Cups here, I know that you guys are going to receive some kind of a message. And I'm also getting that the message that you receive... Okay, now it's all making sense the way I explained it. So the way you're going to receive the message is emotional. In other words, you might be receiving a message that has nothing to do with emotions. It could be like a coworker saying, hey, you forgot to email me this or forgot to do that. But because there is sort of this underlining emotion behind it, they react in an emotional way, right? So it could be a regular message that is flirtatious, or it could be a message that is sort of wrapped in rage, right? So be careful how you respond to people around you, because I'm getting for sure that the people around you are already in an emotional state, and sort of if you react in a negative way back, that's kind of just going to fuel the fire. And I know it's a little bit unfair to you to say that you're the one that needs to preemptively mitigate, but also if that's like the best possible outcome that you want, that's kind of the road that you need to take. Really pick your battles, because your time is a lot more valuable than whatever hangups everyone else has around you. Either way, this is a message, and this is also a message. The Eight of Wands is sometimes called the arrows of love, because it might have to do with very fast communication that involves love, right? So the arrows, or rather the Eight of Wands by itself, represents very fast communication, right? So this is almost instantaneous communication. Anything that's like mail, like actual traditional mail or even email, isn't the kind of mail that we're talking about. We're talking about like texts, calling, maybe even somebody like kind of showing up to your house and having tea or whatever, right? So you're going to see a lot of very fast communication. It's not going to be slow paced. And it's very interesting because you are in this Hermit energy right now. So right now, as I'm currently filming this, we're going through the COVID, what's it called, quarantines. So for a lot of you guys, I think that this is like representative of that for sure. But if you're watching this afterwards, I feel like it's representative of either you or them going through a period of time where it feels like you were going through like a quarantine or taking so much time for yourself to really think things out. Because I feel like the fact that this is so emotionally charged has a lot to do with this period of like self-isolation and self-reflect, right? So for those of you who are receiving a love message, right, I feel like this is very much a result of the fact that this person has spent so much time alone and thinking about things and not being able to be distracted by other things of life, sort of the minutia and just the tedium of life. This person has come to realize a lot of things, like how much you mean to them. And it's very interesting because we have the Fool card in reverse with the Six of Swords. So those two things feel like very different, like two ends of the same coin, basically. When we have the Fool in the upright, the Fool in the upright represents a new beginning, right? A new start, leaving everything behind, the like essence of a breath of fresh air. And this Six of Swords is that energy of moving from one situation to another and going into calmer waters. So this feels like an echo of this, but because this is in reverse, it feels like there's almost some kind of a missed opportunity, perhaps in the past, that you're trying to kind of play catch up here with, and you're trying to sort of reinstate, if that makes sense, right? I feel like you're trying to have whatever this may have been, but like in the present, or just trying to do your best with it. And I feel like, obviously, for some of you guys, that may have been like a love connection, like a rejection on either side, but I'm getting that things are different right now. Regardless of if it's like a love connection or not, or whatever it is, whatever like project or important major event it is that's happening in your life, it's different now. Because the Six of Cups is this energy of childhood, right? Childlike innocence, the past patterns, right? All those things that sort of formulate during our infancy. Because it's in the reverse, I feel like you guys are looking at this with a fresh pair of eyes. You're taking things from a much more mature and adult point of view and stance, and I feel like that as a result is really going to avoid whatever this Three of Swords energy is, right? And the Three of Swords is heartbreak, it's heartache, it's devastation. So I think that because you guys are taking sort of like a more adult approach to this situation, things are going to be a little bit different this time. I feel like in the past, that's where this Three of Swords energy was, right? And that's why we have the Six of Swords, where you're moving away from that past heartbreak, devastation energy into this new period of fast communication, open communication, with very emotionally open communication, right? Vulnerability here with this Knight of Cups as your overall energy. And then this Fool card is just sort of like the final obstacle of you guys making that new beginning happen. And then you have here the Star card, which I think is very important. And this Five of Pentacles is reading in a weird way for me, right? Because the Five of Pentacles talks about being left out in the cold and not being taken in, right? It's like you're out in a snowstorm and you bang on the church doors to let you in so that you can get out of the snowstorm, and they don't let you in, right? That's the energy of the Five of Pentacles. But by looking at this, it feels like he has been left in, right? It looks like we're looking at the inside of the church. And this is almost like a nun, almost, taking him in and curing him, right? He's wounded and he's getting sort of some basic care here. And I feel like this is the energy that is being wished for here with the Star, right? The Star card, in a very literal sense, you're wishing upon a star. And the wish fulfillment is sort of this moment here where you're taken in, and there is this energy of reconciliation. In particular, for those of you who are single when it comes to love. However, I do not want to... I don't want you guys to get the idea that this is exclusive to people who are single. You might be receiving some kind of reconciliation with perhaps a parental figure, a boss almost for some of you guys, anyone who you hold kind of as a parental figure. So if you have sort of like a parent figure at work, or perhaps somebody who you respect, admire, and that you may have recently had a falling out with, it feels like there's going to be sort of this energy of reconciliation. Also, I do just want to point out very quickly, because I haven't, the Star card and the Hermit card represent Aquarius and Virgo respectively. The Fool card does not necessarily have any sign that is associated with it, but it is associated with Uranus, I believe, and that is the ruling planet of Aquarius yet again. But either way, I'm seeing really good energy for you guys. It just feels like perhaps in the past there may have been some difficulty, and now you're really doing everything that you possibly can to work through it. So Sagittarius, that was your reading first time around. If you guys enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment, because it really helps out the channel, and I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Sagittarius on Wednesday. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for our next reading.